Okay. No primer always has that little metallic bloom. That one has a primer. And that one obviously has powder. So, yeah. There's promise in this. Let me show you what I've done. All right. So what I did was I took a flexible test-long bore scope and a universal decapping die. Remove the pin. No, the whole thing fits right in there. No, it's all smaller, so no modifications there, except you need to put a little something to take up the space, especially once you get down to the flexible part. I put a little duct tape around there to take up some of the gap, but it will still move and change your field of vision, your field of view in there. And yeah, so that has to be taken care of. But yeah, it's best little powder checker I've seen. And it's just a spur of the moment idea. It works really well. Like the one, I can't remember his name, had the little camera off Amazon that sat at an angle. He could just see this is straight down in. There's no guesswork to it, whether there's powder or not. And it's reasonably easy to tell if there's a primer, which is really cool. Of course, if there's no primer, it's probably not going to be much powder anyway. So, but yeah, that's my idea. Okay, Dima Prok suggested I try this little Wi-Fi otoscope. It's been a bit of a PETA, but got it working. And it works pretty good. Thing is, it's Wi-Fi. It has its own network in it. I don't know why they're not Bluetooth, but which means you have to connect your phone to that network. And it doesn't have internet capabilities, so, you're disconnected from the outside world. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Where's it going with that? I don't remember now. But yeah, depending on how old your Android or whatever is, your messages will be different because it will pop up a message about it not having internet access. And would you like to either stay connected, yes or no, or connect to another network, yes or no? And that caused me a little confusion because this phone is old, and I had the easiest time getting it to connect. And the one I'm recording on is new, and I had a hell of a time getting it to connect. And the messages are, like I said, different. And I kept hitting the wrong, you think you're reading the same message because, reading comprehension, fail. And I'm hitting the wrong button and disconnecting the network. At first, it wouldn't even show up in this phone. So, yeah, it was a pain in the butt. They tell you to download a different software. I couldn't get it to even show up. I tried a bunch, and then Testlong tells you to use this one. And for some strange reason, now it all works with both pieces of software, both apps. So your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. And I won't pretend to know. Yeah. But anyway, as you can see, it is working in this. Now, the one they tell you to download, it looks like a preschooler program. This looks all stupid. It's got like one more function than this. It triggers a blue LED in that. It's supposed to purify your ears or whatever. This doesn't have that, but this has a slightly better image, as far as I can tell. Seems to be slightly better, maybe slightly less sharpened or something, but there's a little more detail down farther in the case, which is a good thing, and it doesn't look all stupid. It seems to be a little more stable. This one's called BK Wi-Fi, and Well, I'll show you what the other one is. But yeah, let's see. MZSCOPE. And it looks like that. I mean, in this, ooh, we got a blue light. You know, like I said, it looks like preschooler programmed it. They will record video and take pictures and stuff, but it won't let you get the audio. So I'm doing it like this. Unfortunately, I mean, it's for an ear picker, you know. Trying to remember what they're actually called. You know, usually you go to the doctor and have them do it, but little spoon goes on the end and you clean wax out your ears. So, you know, you can hear everybody. But that's what it's for. But yeah, I don't particularly like that. I think this one is a slightly better piece of software. There aren't a lot of them available, and not all of them will connect to it. Now, this thing is $13. You get another Lee Universal Decaping Die for $13, and yeah, for $26 you got this. Now, they claim 45 minutes runtime. I haven't tested that. And a half-hour charge. So you buy two, you're at 26, you're at $39, you're $40 for this setup. Now, oh yeah, one thing this piece of software has, but I don't know how accurate it is with, you know, this Otoscope. It's got a battery, a charge indicator. How accurate it is, you be the judge, but you know, you kind of figure that out over time and you know, work it all out. But yeah. But yeah, this thing only takes up that much room. You know, it's just in there. So it's a pretty simple. Okay, now let's see here. You can see right down in there. Pretty good. Now, can't remember who did the video with these little sewing machine lights, but if you get it in the right spot, and it's probably out of whack now. I had it just right. Get that. Yeah. I had it where the flash hole light right up. And you could tell there was no primer in there. But of course, you know, Murphy's a cameraman. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Murph. You jerk. I had it was working, and then I did something. Are we getting there? Nope. There we go. I had it too far away, silly me. Yeah. It's always a problem. If you get it just right, it will light that flash hole up pretty good. Like I got it running that way, so it's not in your way of seating, you know, bullet seating. But why am I having problems getting it where I need it right now? Go figure. Go figure. Oh well. You get the idea. But if you get like a little, make a little light guide or piece of fiber optic cable underneath the shell plate, a red light into it or a colored light that will, you know, show up right there, it would really do it. And I kind of got it right there. And I moved it. I had it stable and everything, but then I did something and I moved things, and you know, Every time. Every stinking time. I know if I open this gate here, a lot more light in, which, yeah, well, that's not what you want to do. Now you can see. Got there. I flick that switch off. So you see what I'm saying? If you can put the light under the shell holder, poof, you know, definitely tell there's no primer. Oh well, that kind of wasted our time, but in the end, now we have this one. You can pretty much see the primer in that, but it may or may not be quite that evident. But yeah, you can kind of see the difference most of the time. Which, yeah. Now the difference between the software, looking down that far, this software is just a little bit more detailed. And sometimes you need that. Now here we go. Something's a little off. It's not in focus, the depth, but that is, it's Shears World AR Plus, which is like 2230-ish. It's 0.3 cc dippers full, which is, I think it's less than 3 grains, something like that. Oh, it's 4.6 grains. You know, allegedly. I don't trust dippers. They're always off. You know, for some reason. But yeah, that's undercharged. And you don't have to worry about that rod. Did it come up a little or not, or did it sink? Yeah. Oh, there's powder, but it don't look right. As opposed to that. Now that's pretty in focus, you know. There's definitely more powder there. That's 1.6 cc's. They claim 24.4 grains of 2230. This is ish. I run 24.5 grains, so it's basically what I would have in there. It's probably actually more though, because I think a full dipper tends to be more with this stuff. But yeah, you can tell the difference between a good charge and, you know, a not so good charge. Now, this is adjusted down touching the shell plate, so I can't go any further to get, you know, a better focus down in towards base. But if one wanted to, they could take the die, chop it shorter. I mean, it's not like a high dollar, high precision piece of equipment. It's a universal decapping die. It costs $13, you know. So you could screw it down further and you really tune in your focus. Whether you want to do that or not, or need to do that, you know. And then you do have more chance to come in contact with the mouth of the case, but you just got to be aware of that. But yeah, that kind of sums it up. But of course, I forgot to hit record on this thing yet again. I should probably do is just run things through quick with this software, because it doesn't look quite as good on here. Okay, but it's definitely more detailed. You know, straight on. In person. But yeah, this is a pretty cheap option for visual. What's going on with your powder charge? Do I have a primer in there? And I think it's going to be really handy. Actually being able to see what's there or what's not, you know. Should definitely at least avoid squib loads, right? All right, well, I've rambled enough. Let me do a quick recording on this, figure out how to get those files where I can tag them onto the end of this, and because fortunately all these tend to hide them away, like, you know, we don't want you accessing them with anything else, you know, they're in our software. It's really stupid, you know, what are these people thinking? I mean, it's a standard MP4 file. What's the big secret? Okay, well, let me roll that in and get out of your hair. All right, in a bit. I think I've come up with a great idea if I do say so myself. Well, I fixed it. Improved it. Whatever you want to call it. The primer situation. Lighting. Simple fix. I tried a couple things. The simplest worked best. You see, I am just using that sewing machine light, so nothing fancy. I mean, I tried a piece of fiber optic just to see if I could get it in there a little more, you know. Not worth the hassle. All right. You can clearly see there is a primer in there. Hopefully you can clearly see it at least. It's a little better. Now, you can clearly see there is no primer in there. I love it. Oh, Sample would say, I love it when a plan comes together. Whew. Yes, I'm old enough to remember when those were first runs. Okay, well, let me show you what it did. And you will be amazed. Oh, yeah, you probably noticed. I changed things a little bit. It's just easier to prime here than here. That's it. That's the only reason. All right. Get that out of there. Okay. Why did I do that? And where did I put it? Where'd that donkey go? Come on. Come on, man. Joe stole it. Why, it's 10%. Okay, doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. Okay. All right. Ugh. You notice that is with that small case ring in place and everything, which blocks a lot of light. All right. You may be able to see it. All I did was took some of this aluminum tape, just without the lettering on it, and put it right there to make it extra shiny. You know, as opposed, same thing, only different, as opposed to the dull aluminum. And this cleans up a little alcohol or acetone to come right off. So, you know, but stuff isn't that expensive. It has a lot of uses, like fixing your brass casters, which we're still using with no problems. My kid had one case sneak by and out the hole in the netting. Not bad. All right, so yeah, you can see. Yeah, maybe you can't. Right there, I just put. It's actually 2 layers here, and it still functions. So, one layer you're not going to have a problem with, drag. Because first I tried, a red Sharpie over it, make some red light. It didn't work all that well because it just cast red light all around it, and it kind of bled together. And then I tried, taking it down to just that size, so it was minimal. And it was a lot better, but it wasn't good enough. But yeah, this shiny, you saw it. There's really no mistaking whether there's a primer in there or not. So we have a video powder checker, wireless, and primer checker. It doesn't cost a whole bunch. You see, eventually this thing goes all the way down in. The coating here is just thick enough to stop it from pressing all the way down in. And like I said, if you really wanted to get down in there for really good focus, you could chop this shorter so it'll go down because it's right against the shell plate. And really focus in on whatever you want, which you get a clear picture, but without modifying it. This is the best I've come up with. A piece of aluminum tape. And nothing that isn't reversible on anything. Other than running the finish on this. Big deal. Not a big loss. All right, well, I'll leave you that. Have a good one. God bless, and see you.